CSC 208. Computer Networks and Data Communication. This course covers the fundamentals of data communications and networking. Data communications refer to the transmission of this digital data between two or more computers, and a computer network, or data network, is a telecommunications network that allows computers to exchange data. You will be introduced to the fundamentals of data communications, as well as the techniques, applications, and management of modern data communications networks. You will gain a comprehensive understanding of data communications and computer networking systems. This course will also introduce you to the evolutionary trend of computer networks.
Yeah, welcome to Center of Open Distance and E-Learning, Mountaintop University. This is Mountaintop University, where we prepare people to excel in life. My name is Dr. Chinwe Igiri. I'll be your facilitator for this course, CSC 208, Computer Networks and Data Communication. In this preliminary section, I'll be taking you on computer networks. That's the introductory part of computer networks. What are the learning outcomes? Basically, the objective of this course is to ensure that by the end of the course, especially this module, you should be able to define and use correctly the keywords printed in bold. Number 2, you are expected to explain the meaning of computer network. 3, you are expected to describe the types of computer network and also discuss the classifications of computer network. Introduction. What is network? Basically, network is a collection of computers linked together. It can be linked through different means. It could be wired or wireless. It could be, we can call it guard or guardless, or we can call it bound or boundless network. When we talk about wired network, we are talking about linking computers using things like medium like fiber optics, coaxial cable, twisted pair, which we'll see later in this course. And we are looking at the wireless medium. We look at things like medium like the satellites, the radio wave, and microwave. These are different mediums we can use to connect our computers across the network. And what is the purpose of computer network? The main purpose of computer network is to share resources. These resources can be data, it could be application, and it could also be something like printer or gadget itself. Basically, there are different ways and their factors that we can use to classify computer network. We can classify computer network in terms of geographical span, interconnectivity. We can also classify computer network based on administration or architecture. So in the subsequent slides, we'll be looking at different classification based in this criteria. Looking at the geographical span, when we talk about this classification, we look at the environment, how the computer is connected in the environment. If it's within a little, maybe an organization like we have in MTU, we can say can have LAN here. We can also look at it from the point where computers are connected across cities. We call that metropolitan area network. We can also look at it when it is connected across region. That could be another kind of connection, and we'll see this all together as we go on. So let's look at it from interconnectivity aspect of the connection or computer network. First, when the system or the computers are linearly linked together, we call it bus network or bus topology. And when the computers are connected, whereby you can connect different gadgets to it anyhow, no particular no particular procedure is followed, we can call that mesh network. And when this gadget or the systems to be connected in network are connected such that you have a central and others are connected by the side, we call that star topology. If you look at computer network in terms of administration, we have the public administration. We also have the private network. In private network, we look at maybe a community like MTU, where you just have different offices, different departments, or different faculties, different colleges, having their own local network and all connected together. And we can share resources, we can share applications, we can share anything we want to share within the university campus or the university community. We call that is a private kind of network. We can also have a public network in terms of administration where you can connect, anybody can connect, like what we have in Google, the Google map that helps us to trace where we're going is a type of public network. Then, when we look at computer network in terms of architecture, basically we have three architectures. We have the client server, we have the peer-to-peer, and we have the hybrid. Client server, or let me start from the peer-to-peer. Peer-to-peer simply means point-to-point, where you have the configuration in such a way that they are connected from one point to another and they share resources. Then you can also have the hybrid, where you have a combination of the client server, and the peer-to-peer. But the most commonly used one is the client server network. In client server network, you have one or two computers that serve as server. Then you have the client that requests service from the server, and the service is granted according to the protocol. So basically, we want to look at what are the advantages. Why do we need computer network? Why are we using it? In today, we can see that you cannot just have it all. If you have an organization where you need to share resources, like what we have there in the diagram, you can see we are sharing printer here. You have a server and you have other computers connected to the server, and if you want to print, you just send your whatever you want to print and you get it printed. You can also, another advantage of computer network is exchange of information by means of email or file transfer protocol. So you can exchange emails within the institution and it will be very cheap, very easy to maintain. Again, the network or whoever that people in the network, the users of the network, can interact among themselves without literally going from one place to another. So aside from this, because of these advantages, computer network have been used in various applications. Video conferencing, you can see it there. You can just stay in your office. I stay in my own office, and we have others connected, and we can have a meeting together. In fact, this day, because of the COVID-19, almost all conferences are done virtual, and this is one of the advantages or applications of computer network. We also have what we call the parallel computing, as you can see in that diagram, where you can have other computing, other different things, resources running together at the same time. What about the instant messaging? It's a very good application. You can see in the picture here, where you have about 3 persons chatting at the same time over the network. These are some of the applications, and much more than this, applications of computer network. So now we want to look at the types of computer network. We have the PAN, we have the LAN, we have the MAN, and we have the WAN. So we'll look at each and every one of these in brief. So let's look at PAN, that's the Personal Area Network. In fact, there is no way you can talk about PAN without Thomas Zimmermann. This man is the first scientist that discovered PAN, the Personal Area Network. And what is it all about? As you can see in the picture there, you just have your laptop on your desk, you have maybe your phone on your desk, and they are all connected together. You have your hotspots, you might have your Bluetooth, you can have your speaker, and all these gadgets are connected together just on your table, and they are working together. It's a typical example of personal area network. It's just for you and you alone within your system and your space. We have the LAN. The LAN is a local area network. That one is much more popular. We are all conversant with it. Here we use different medium to communicate with to communicate with the LAN. For instance, we have the twisted pair, we have the coaxial cable, we have the fiber optic cable, we have different types of cable, we have the Ethernet cable, and we need protocols in order to administer this LAN. The photo we have there is a typical example of what goes on in a LAN connection. This brings us to MAN, Metropolitan Area Network. In Metropolitan Area Network, all the network, the computers are connected together using, maybe we have different LAN. This is typically seen in organizations like the banks. You have Zenith Bank here, and you have Zenith Bank in another branch. You have Zenith Bank in another area. So the Zenith Bank in a particular location is connected using the LAN. And another Zenith Bank in that same location is connected using the LAN. Then all the three Zenith Bank in these three locations are connected using the Metropolitan Area Network. We also have the WAN. The WAN is a wide area network. In this area network, this type of network, we have a vast geographical area in comparison with the metropolitan. You can have it from one state to another. This is usually used by government, by business organization, institution, and what have you. And basically, we can use the telephone line, the fiber optic cable, the satellites. In fact, many churches these days use this wide area network. This brings us to internet work. What is internet work? It's simply internet. It's just connection of different network together worldwide. And this day we're using the TCP or the IP. The TCP is Transfer Control Protocol, and the IP is the Internet Protocol. These are the different protocol suites that can be used in administrating the internet. In the contemporary time, what we are using at the moment is the IPv4. IPv4 is simply Internet Protocol version 4. Here we just have about 22 bit. That means 2 raised to power 32 bit, 2 raised to power 32. That means we have about 4 million IP addresses that could be given to any system or any system or any gadget that is connected to the internet. In fact, once you connect your gadget to the internet, you are given address. And this address is almost exhausting because almost everything is connected to the internet. This about 4 billion point something addresses is getting exhausted. So we're moving to IP version 4. IP version 4 is about 128. That's about 2 raised to power 128. That means you have about several trillions of addresses available, which will be able to take care of the scarcity we are facing now in IP4. So we're going to look at network technologies. Basically, we have the internet, Ethernet. What is Ethernet? It's just a control protocol that enables us to administer our LAN. And we cannot talk about Ethernet without mentioning these popular scientists and others, Robert McAfee. This is one of the lead founders of Ethernet. After the Ethernet, we have another extension of it, that is fast Ethernet. Oh, I forgot to mention to us, Ethernet can take just about 100 Mbps. That's 100 megabytes per second. But the fast Ethernet can take the Ethernet can take about 10 megabytes per second, while the fast Ethernet can take about 100 megabytes per second. And we use the UTP, that's unshielded twisted pair. We have the optical fiber, and we have other wireless connection like the satellite could be used to connect on the fast Ethernet. Then we have the Giga Ethernet. The Giga Ethernet is much more higher speed in comparison with the fast Ethernet. This one, we have about 100 megabytes per second, and it can be connected using Cat5, Cat5e cable, Cat6 cable. These cables are much more faster in comparison with the other one, the coaxial cable and the optical cable. Then we have the virtual Ethernet. When we talk about virtual Ethernet, we are just concerned with connecting our devices logically without the physical connection. And this helps us in a lot of administration when it comes to internet communication. So like now, for instance, where you are now, you are watching or you're listening to this lecture using your own system. And I'm delivering this lecture using my own system. We are all connected together via the virtual internet. In summary, in this study session 1, we have seen that computer network is a connection of computer or other electronic devices via wireless or non-wireless medium. We have also seen that we can classify computer network in terms of the geographical span, interconnectivity, administration, in terms of architecture. And we have also seen some of the application of computer network: messaging, email, social media, marketing, education, what have you. We've also seen some of the technologies we use in computer network, like the Ethernet. Before we come to the end of this course, we want to have some self-assessment questions that will enable you to actually assess yourself if you have a good understanding of this course. I expect you to take your notes and write down in your study note what we have discussed in this session, and also answer to these questions. And you can discuss this with your tutor in the next study support class. Number 1 question there: define computer network. What are the various applications of computer network in the contemporary time? What do you understand by Ethernet? Mention the area network that has a range of 10 meters.